While other radio stations come and go,
we're here to stay.
For 45 years and counting.
FM,
HD,
Amazon Echo,
Google Home,
the TuneIn Radio app,
the iHeartRadio app,
and nccradio.org.
The voice of Nassau Community College.
This is the award-winning 90.3 WHPC.
WHPC HD, Garden City.
On the air, everywhere.
Welcome to another edition of From the Press Box. I am Rob Leonard. Joining me is award-winning sports writer and, yes, my brother, Tim Leonard.
How you doing?
As we're here every Monday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. talking sports. The show becomes a podcast later on Spreaker, iTunes, and all the rest. And we play The Odd Couple today, not because Tim and I are different as brothers, even though we're very similar. He'll never admit it. But because Neil Simon passed away, and he wrote The Odd Couple. So, even though technically he was very upset with the TV series for a while, not because of the content.
Because he didn't make enough money?
No, he had sold the rights away for The Odd Couple.
For what, like $1?
No, like $100,000 or something.
Chump
which was a lot of money back then.
Yeah, it was still chump change.
Yeah, but he did make it a cameo in the fourth season, I think it was when.
There you go.
I'm the guy when, but...
Brother, you should sit down. The Facebook Live people would like to see your face, which they
that
can't
means
do.
I gotta sit down. I don't want to sit down.
Try sitting down.
Okay, I'll sit down.
Or
Anyway.
lean over or something.
Anyway, he's on part of the Daily News cover today. I think he should have been the whole cover. But that's just me, because he was a New Yorker through and through. There's a theater named after him. One of the few people who have a theater named after him while alive. So, and plus, The Odd Couple is still one of the greatest. Even the movie and the play are still one of the greatest things around, still to watch. And the TV show, we love to.
Yes. Well, the Post had Neil Simon on the front page today too.
Yeah.
And the bottom half of the front page was video game death.
Yeah, they put the Daily News put that as the main headline.
Craziness.
So anyway, but
I don't know if you want to talk about that today. Do you or no?
What, the video game?
Video game?
No, not really.
All right.
I mean, I know it's become a league.
Yes.
It's become...
It is quote-unquote sports now.
It's, where they sell out two things at the Barclays or something?
Yes.
I mean,
they sell out arenas to watch people play video games,
I mean,
which I was so born 30 or so years before,
Timmy, for
ahead
those
of
who
my
don't
time.
know, first of all, Timmy and I and our friend Kenny were going to write an Odd Couple TV series, a trivia book back in 1979.
Back in the day.
We wrote about 200 questions and never got around to it.
Yeah.
Because summer ended, basically.
Couldn't get it published.
But Tim Leonard is an excellent video game player. He is an Asteroids player.
Back in the day. Not with the current setups.
No.
But
Tim Leonard would have adjusted.
The whole Xbox and
but Tim Leonard would have adjusted.
PlayStation and whatnot. Probably.
Yeah.
Had I started my video game career on these thumb-based hand controllers
right.
that I can't stand now, maybe I would have been still at the elite level that I was back then. But I was a video game machine, and pumping the quarters in and playing on those stand-up machines.
Asteroids. What else?
Space Invaders, Defender. I was great at Defender.
Gonzaga. What's
Defender? No, not Galaga. I think is what you're talking about. But no, Asteroids and Defender were my two mainstays.
Yeah, Tim was good at that stuff. 516-572-7440. If you have any comments or questions about anything in sports, we'd love to hear from you. Anyway, brother, the Mets are doing good.
We're not leading the show with the Mets.
I know. We're going to lead with the Yankees. But the Yankees beat up on Baltimore.
As they should.
Were there more Yankee fans in Baltimore this weekend?
There might have been, especially yesterday. The crowd yesterday was somewhere in the 18,000 range, which, let's face it, that's embarrassingly bad.
Right.
There might have been more Yankee fans in attendance at Camden Yards, especially yesterday, than there were Orioles fans.
Right.
And we've said this before on the show, and I'll say it again. Camden Yards is not that far a drive.
No.
It's about 200 miles.
Less than that.
Well, it depends on where you're going from. If you're going from New Jersey, it's way less than that.
Yeah.
If you're going from Long Island,
Sure.
it's probably a little more than
If
that.
you're coming from Garden City, it's about 180 or something.
Maybe a little more. Maybe. But in that range, close to 200. So it's basically a 4-hour drive, or even less, depending on
And you hit Baltimore, that's the first part of the state you hit.
Yeah,
Maryland.
but depending on how seriously you are about the our nation's speed limits, you could probably get down there in a little over 3 or 3.5 hours.
Yeah, and no stopping at the...
Right. So what a lot of Yankee fans have taken to doing is, especially if the Yankees are playing the Orioles on a weekend, they'll make the drive down, they'll stay a couple of days, or they'll maybe go down for a Friday night game, stay Friday night, enjoy some of the local seafood, which Baltimore is well known for, a little Inner Harbor action, which is a nice little place to hang out right by the stadium, and you get a cheap hotel down there, which even the hotels that are right by Camden Yards, they're not very expensive.
No, and if you go with a couple of buddies, it's even cheaper.
Exactly, and you buy some tickets to the Orioles games, which aren't that expensive either. As a ticket to a Yankee game is a pretty pricey situation, even for a bad seat. But you make a weekend out of it, and you spend maybe you could probably do all of that for in the neighborhood of $200.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit more, but you get a weekend for that, as opposed to that's basically 2 Yankee tickets,
if that.
So why not have a little fun? Go have a little adventure.
I would love to
go
do it,
drinking
bro.
with
Why
the
haven't
boys,
we? Why haven't
go a
we?
little seafood.
Why haven't we called the cousins?
I have wanted to do this for years.
Well, you should tell me.
I am an Inner Harbor fan.
Why don't you tell me?
Love the Inner Harbor.
Cousin Kevin would love to meet us there.
Nah, Cousin Kevin doesn't want to go to Baltimore. He doesn't want to go to Camden Yards.
Well, he hates...
he doesn't want to give Angelos any money.
That's true.
But I have...
Maybe Cousin Corey would
I'm a
to go.
big Camden Yards area. Myself, Kay Moran, my boy Kay Moran, we went down there years ago when we did our ballpark tour with the Troy record. We went down to the Inner Harbor, big beers, big nice cold beers. They have the raw bar where you can get the steamed clams or the steamed oysters. It's a beautiful thing. You can't beat it, and it's something that I think most fans should experience because it's just a really good area. All you'd have to do is put your car in a parking lot in the garage at the hotel, and you can walk to the stadium from a lot of the hotels in the area. There's a lot of hotels right by the stadium. And you just nice, easy trip, and for the most part, you go watch the Yankees win a couple of games.
Kevin from Massapequa,
nice, the old hometown,
has done the Camden Yards trip. I assume, right, Kevin?
How are you?
How you doing,
How's
Kevin?
it going, Kevin? From the old hometown.
I'm just calling. I make that trip at least every other year. I'll go down on leave Friday morning, go visit Washington D.C. I think it's the Greenbelt Station.
Right.
Take the train, come in, do the museums and stuff. Go watch the changing of the guard and all that stuff. Get a cheap hotel. Take the tram. The light rail takes you right to the ballpark.
Exactly.
Step off the trail. The thing, you're right there at the ballpark. Like you said, the seats are cheap, and you get 2 tickets to the Yankee games the entire weekend.
Right. So tell me, do you do the Inner Harbor?
Yep, to the Inner Harbor.
Am I right or wrong about the Inner Harbor?
Yeah, if you got young kids, you go on the wooden ship where they fire the cannon. You go on the submarine. Sometimes they have a magic act, or they have a Beatles tribute band was playing in the Inner Harbor.
Cool. See that? That's all my brother right there.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a good time. It's a good time. I'm telling you.
It is.
Now, how long does it take? You're from Massapequa. Do you do any stopping along the way? Or
you stop at a Cracker Barrel, have breakfast.
Okay.
About 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
We agree with you.
Easy drive.
Okay. Well, thanks, Kev.
And it's a fraudulent fondue fork.
Fraud. He's giving us Odd Couple.
Fraudulent. That's right. Okay.
That was the TV series.
Yes.
Neil Simon didn't write that line. The fraudulent. That was the one with
Gary Marshall probably wrote that line.
That was the line where Oscar was trying to frame Murray.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So-
I remember that. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Kevin. Take care,
Kevin.
man. Well, at least we got an Odd Couple fan too.
Yeah.
TV series, of course. Because when you talk about Neil Simon, you got to talk about the play, and the play was a little different than the movie or the TV series. He wrote both. He wrote the play and the movie, and then was not involved. But you wouldn't have the same show, I think.
It's some weird lighting issues on Facebook Live all of a sudden.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Kevin. We appreciate it. We're
Somebody
here
from the old hometown.
516-572-7440. That's the number to call if you have a comment or question.
Somebody else from Massapequa call in. I don't know, maybe like Billy Baldwin or somebody.
Yeah. Or
Alec Baldwin.
Well, Stephen Baldwin.
No, not Stephen Baldwin. I don't want to talk to him.
Danny. I saw Danny. Did I ever tell you
When?
the story?
Where?
Palm Springs.
What?
It was the April I went
some
down
random
there.
stuff.
Dad.
Did you say hello to him? Or
No,
was
no.
he just...
No, I'll quickly tell the story. Dad was always like, oh, Palm Springs is, or for those who don't know, our dad lived in Palm Springs the last 10 years of his life.
Right.
He loved the weather. Just the weather was just, he hated snow.
He loved 105 degrees.
Yeah, he didn't mind because he sat inside air conditioner and never went in his pool, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
So he's like, why don't you do something today? And I go, well, I'd like to do it with you. That's why I'm here. I don't really come here to go, visiting without you because I'm here to see my dad.
Right.
He goes, well, I'm not feeling well, and why don't you go down? There's a Hollywood All-Stars game down there. They have a stadium down there.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of a high school field.
Yeah, it really
Or they
is.
might have had an independent baseball team.
It was an
there.
independent.
I think
called the
that's
Palm
what-
Spring Power.
Yeah, because
And-
I'd never heard of them, and
And
I
they'd
knew every
had a
minor league
storm.
team.
They'd had a storm, and like the seats, half the seats blew like sideways. It was really bad. So I'll go, okay, I know where it is. It's near the library. It's near Barristo, I think, down there. So
Right.
I see there, and it's like Bryan Cranston's there, and a couple of rockers.
Legitimate actor.
Carl Weathers was there.
Almost legitimate actor.
And then Danny Baldwin's there. So I see him, and I'm like, I'm wearing a Mets shirt.
I have to say it. Was he like right out of rehab or something?
I don't
And
know.
he's-
I don't know.
And he said, "Hey, I'll play because
I don't know.
I'm here."
I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is I'm wearing a New York Mets T-shirt.
Right.
And I'm literally this close to him, but he's talking to some girl.
Just so the people who are listening, we're like 3 feet apart.
Yeah. Okay. So I see him, and I'm like, I want him to. I don't want to go up to introduce myself because I don't know him. I know Billy.
Right. You went to high school with Billy.
You know Jane, their sister. And I was going to go up, but I thought he would say, "Hey, Mets, you from New York?"
Uh-huh.
And then I'd say, "By the way, Danny, I'm from Massapequa. I know Billy. I know Steven.
Right.
My brother went with Jane.
Right.
Not but went to school with her.
Well, we were in the same grade for a little while.
And he never said one thing the entire time.
Did he see you?
He had to have seen me. I was this close. How did he not see me?
Who knows? He's talking to a girl.
No, but it wasn't like he was a friend. It wasn't like a pickup thing.
Oh,
It wasn't like
well.
a Danny pickup thing.
All right.
So I was like, okay. And I remember Carl Weathers said, well, do you really think we have to play 9? Can we play 7 and get out of here?
It's hot.
It was hot, but
Carl
the
Weathers
thing,
is feeling the heat. It's
thing
105 degrees.
There wasn't a lot of people there. It was
Well, that was probably the other part.
Poorly produced.
Carl Weathers didn't see any promotion going on for himself.
Nope, no. So he wanted to get out of there. Anyway, let's talk about the Yankees. Still, they
How about those Yankees?
swept.
Big sweep, 4-game sweep
Incredible.
against the hapless Baltimore Orioles.
Remember the Orioles used to be good, or at least threatening.
It was a proud franchise.
And
I feel bad. I feel bad for Buck Showalter because his contract is up at the end of the season, and I have my doubts as to whether or not they're going to bring him back. But nothing that has happened this season is Buck Showalter's fault. This is just the Orioles under Peter Angelos have become one of the worst run franchises in baseball, and that's even way worse than the Mets.
Well,
and that's saying something.
I would until they were sold. I would equal the Orioles to the San Diego Clippers, the Los Angeles Clippers.
Well, if you want to compare all sports, yeah. I mean, you could go back in the days with the Jets where the Jets were the worst run franchise in sports for a while before the Rex Ryan hiring. That's how far back that goes. I think the Jets are still maybe not the best run franchise, but they have run into some good luck with draft picks lately. Although McCagnon hasn't done nearly as good a job with drafting, but recently anyway. Right now, the Yankees are. They've kind of put themselves back in the race, and I don't know that anybody really expected that to happen because the Red Sox had like a 9.5 game lead or a 10-game lead at some point, but the Red Sox were swept by the Tampa Bay Rays, and that's the first time they've been swept all season. The Red Sox are now 4-7 in their last 11 games, and the Yankees are 8-1 in their last 9 games. Now, I don't know if it's since I don't know. It's whatever. Last 20 games, the Yankees are 15-5, which is actually the second best record in baseball. St. Louis Cardinals are actually even playing better right now as they're kind of pushing themselves back in the postseason race. But that little run by the Yankees, and they're doing it without Aaron Judge and Gary Sanchez and now Didi Gregorius, who are all hurt. But the Red Sox are now 90-42. The Yankees are 83-47. So they're 6 games back, but it's only 5 in the loss column,
right,
which is a little more reason to be optimistic because, as we say, we're always teaching the listeners, it's a loss column. Games back.